Skif, what's going on?
You're dead, Strider.
So Strider was right? The monolith, Skif, is it really here?
Yeah. I tried it.
And what happened?
I saw what it did to the people before me. How it made them believe in lies. It was wrong.
Then you understand that we have to destroy it.
Dallin said Circa isn't going to use the monolith anymore. They only needed it to prep for another experiment. They're gonna end all this shit right here, right now. They're gonna destroy the zone.
And you believe that, Skif? Do you really believe the monolith is just an installation and they actually know what they're doing? They'll write off all their mistakes as collateral damage in pursuit of the greater good. But we are not some byproducts of their experiments, Skif. We are human beings. If their plans have any relation to the monolith, we are putting an end to them. These people are not to be trusted. We can't waste any more time. Tell me now, Skif. Are you with the Ward or with us?
We'll stop them together.
Then it's settled. You should go. Strider is waiting.
Where the hell have you been? Help me out with these, will ya? One on each hinge should do the trick.
Performing visual analysis. No accident.
Alright, let's go!
Azimuth.
Router ready.
Block 5.
Waveguide ready.
Back it up.
Scala.
Gateway open. X11. Awaiting connection.
What the fuck? You alright? Let's go!
Scala here. Request proceed phase 3.
Out the fucking way!
Connection established.
I'm out of proceed phase 10.
Step back!
It's done.
You motherfucker!
about the stalker. Visitor.
Did it, Skip! The two guys not gonna pose a threat for a while. And now these assholes have no idea where we're gonna hit them. It's time to move on to the grand finale. So, you were after Faust, right? There's a gathering on the roof of the comm center, the Dugas command post. It seems like the preacher is about to come out and address his flock. Go finish him off. We've got your back. And if you hear an explosion, take a look around. It's not every day we make the Dugas sparkle.
I already told you everything, Stalker. You've got the coordinates for the clearing on your PDA. Now let me concentrate.
What you want? So long.
I wanted the zone to be left alone. All that common good Scar and Korshunov talk about is just a smokescreen. What they really want is to control the zone. Each in his own way. No. The zone doesn't owe anyone a thing. Realizing this made me an enemy to both the Ward and Spark. And how exactly did you find out about X3?
So the mercs are your friends, then? You're playing dirty. You put a hit on Dark. Maybe others, too.
When you're fighting against everyone, you use what you've got. They were my backup plan. Since you're here, it failed. The zone is no stranger to death.
The doctor told me about X3. It seems like the two of you have some history. He sent me here to test a theory.
Caimano? Yeah. He helped me get to the center of the zone to take down sea consciousness. Now he's using other people to fix his own mistakes. How convenient. He used to be part of sea consciousness. He would have gotten into one of those pods himself if he hadn't escaped at the last minute. What kind of nonsense did he feed you? Something about the old experiments of the dearly departed and the data that might still be here?
I talked to the representative of sea consciousness, and Malachite.
They're dead. I killed them. All of them. I even kept a piece of glass from one of their pods. It was real. What you witnessed was an induced illusion. Up-sea radiation technology sea consciousness used to manipulate people.
Induced illusion? Like Faust's phantoms?
Like the Phantoms, the Wage Granter, the Physiographs, the Scorcher, or the Shining Zone. Do you want a peek? It's right here. You can grab the data the Doctor wants along the way. Just be sure to shut it down on your way out.
Skif, what's going on? Where are we?
You're dead, Strider.
Then I'm no more. But the experiment. Tell me we made it in time.
Yes, we did.
Really? Good. Were any of my men hurt?
No, just you.
Well, it protected our new life. That's all that matters. You asked me about my good luck charm, remember? It's an empty cartridge casing. Nothing special. A reminder from the day the psi fields were turned off.
May 2012. The military is storming the CNPP. Loon and Savat teams are in my sector. The primary objective is Quartet.
Southeast 180. Landmark. Inspection tower.
Target, Soba 345. Low lateral.
Target, Quartet 400. Moderate lateral.
Windage. Breathing. 3, 2, 1.
Suddenly, the voice of the monolith was gone. I opened my eyes, as if after years of coma. And through the scope, I saw the body of an unknown soldier fall.
It's the empty casing from that cartridge.
It reminded me of what it meant to not be in charge of your own life. But now, we are free, masters of our own destiny. Thank you, Skif. Noontide will remember what you've done.
This rocket ain't gonna take you into the noosphere. Open up.
Well, well. What a meeting. A good man in a tight spot. You don't give up easy, huh? Well, keep sniffing around. Hey, is it just me, or were you talking to somebody?
Yeah, Strider.
Strider? How'd he get here? Strider! Strider! Have you boys seen Strider around here? Strider! Strider! Turns out there is life in the noosphere. Can you believe it?
If you ask me, it looks more like a mind prison.
Should have listened better to the representative. Quit concentrating on the here and now. Think instead about what we might achieve. The shining! To get rid of the darkness that imprisons us, preventing us from hearing each other. Imagine an eternal spring, Skiff. No pain, no regret, no suffering.
I know, Scar. I just wanted to make sure.
Wonderful. I hope you didn't waste your time and that you figured out something interesting. So now it's time to share. Care to tell me how you ended up on orbit?
I found the doctor. He said I might find some answers here.
Faith requires no answers, Skiff. Especially not from these gizmos. But I'm glad you stayed on the right path. The shining. That's the only answer we need. Now we can go back to our search for a visiograph. There's bound to be another one out there in the zone. Which means we still need Strelok.
What did you see while I was in that pod, Scar? Did you hear Strider?
I don't need to see to believe. Now you believe too. That's all that matters.
I found Stilok. He thinks that all Psi devices are controlled by the Stalker program. If that's true, there could be another visiograph at the program control center.
Get him to spill everything he knows. He'll help us re-establish contact with the representative. Strelok himself doesn't need to know that, of course.
What's wrong with you, soldier? You're a constant thorn in my side. You helped Strider, got mixed up with Spark.
I eliminated Faust.
And for that, I'm grateful. Sit down.
What is this installation, Colonel?
Look, I'd love to gather all you stalkers around the campfire and explain exactly what we're guarding and why. But I have no desire whatsoever to trip over your soiled mattresses while on patrol. I've been ordered to keep the aftermath of Project X a secret from the likes of you. It's too bad you trusted those dreamers. You've got a knack for it, you know? taking people at their word. Who was it?
The Dark One and Strelok.
You trusted Strelok? An agent of sea consciousness?
Strelok is an agent?
The Dark One, Scar, Strelok. Sea consciousness bred them like cockroaches. This installation will help us find every last agent, but only within the perimeter. Unfortunately, many of them have already left the zone, and if we do nothing, houses on the mainland will continue to burn and collapse. This is reality! Miracles and fantasies are for those who can't face up to the real world.
I'm not your enemy, Colonel.
Better late than never. Anything else, soldier? Make it quick.
Strelok's putting together a new crew. He's planning to take on both you and Scar for the sake of his zone.
Alexander the fucking Great. This'll be the end of him then. I always knew he was trouble. Even back when he showed up at Circa with that sea consciousness pod piece of glass and the X7 papers. And I was right. 6 months later, an explosion at X11. Strelok was barely mentioned in the report. New hires have had to deal with extra background checks ever since.
I want to know more about the agents.
Ask away, soldier.
Strelok mentioned...
Stalkers. The cream of the crop. Once they got to the center of the zone, they ended up in the neuroprogramming lab at the generators. That's where they were programmed by sea consciousness, and got a stalker tattoo on their right forearm. After sea consciousness died and their sea installations were shut down, some of the agents woke up and had their brands removed. That's why we can't catch them anymore.
You think Strelok and Scar are agents too? But why?
Strelok's got the tattoo below his elbow, and he's fixated on an agenda that no one else can understand. I kept pointing that out to Dallin, but in vain. After some pressure from the brass, he gave him a job at Circa. Oh, and I appreciate what you did with Scar. Thanks to you, my men found documents at the Clear Sky base that confirm the group's ties to sea consciousness.
There are agents outside the zone. Who are they? And how are they dangerous?
I'm left with more questions than answers myself. Two of them, Chornobyl and Nestor, never made it out of the zone. Had to chill out in a fridge at the chemical plant. They seem like a new breed, tailored for missions on the mainland. Hell knows what those are. Could be a typical sea consciousness imperative, like find and eliminate, whatever it takes. We're working on it. Those Stiffs PDAs are the only ones we've managed to hack so far.
The ward badge didn't protect me when I asked a simple question about Project Fiber. Your people try to kill me.
But they didn't. Believe me, I'm not happy about what happened here either. Anyway, Agata is convinced that a man of your skill is essential to the success of our mission. And our mission is the only thing that matters right now. For the time being, we'll settle for cooperation instead of the gory revenge I would otherwise guarantee you.
That's all I wanted to know about the agents.
Anything else, soldier? Make it quick.
Strelok told me he's located the Stalker Program Control Center somewhere underground in Pripyat.
That facility manages all of Project X's infrastructure and controls the induced illusions. We have to get there before Strelok does. Time's of the essence, Skiff.
What's our next move, Colonel?
For now, our main focus should be controlling the anomalous energy. Based on our intel, it looks like the control center might give us clues. But first, we need to get to Pripyat. The only way there goes through Yaniv. Head out right away and contact Yekcherov if you can. Our forward units are already in Pripyat, but maintaining communication has proven to be challenging. Locate them, and they'll help you find the control center. And Skip, in case the Corps starts acting up, I've heard of a stalker named Spirit, who's known to help people cross the boundary. Keep that in mind.
Whatever the question was, the answer is none of your business.
Take any questions to the Colonel.
Not now, Stalker.
Back off!
So, what did Korshunov lure you in with? Huh? Money? Power? What's the going rate for freedom and self-respect these days, huh? Right up to the last minute, I clung to the hope that you were just fucking with them. But you... I'm a lousy guide. Quite a shitty guardian angel, too.
That's why I want to turn it all around. We deserve better.
Who's we? You and the ward? Korshunov? That smart-ass clown Talon? I should have let those anomalies have you. What did I get by saving you, huh? Putting the only thing I love, the zone, at risk?
Too bad it doesn't love you back.
Fuck you! Or do you think I'm too sloshed to kick your ass?
You won't. And you know it. You also know that the zone, despite all its beauty, is still a mistake.
Helping you was a mistake.
Or the only thing you ever did right. Circa pushed science forward, and the ward brought peace and order. It wasn't bad for anyone other than the bandits and spark terrorists. Let me show you that this wasn't all in vain. That we can make the world a better place. Help me find Spirit. Help me set everything right.
Why do you need Spirit?
I'm looking for a way into Pripyat. And I know he's been helping stalkers get there.
And what is the ward looking for in Pripyat? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. It's classified. Spirit is a bit of a dreamer. He wanted to find a place in the zone to call his own. First in Pripyat, and after the signal, in Limansk. I suppose you two are a little alike, as insulting as that might sound. For Spirit, of course, even though he used to be a monolithian. I trusted you, Skif. I thought you could see what the zone was really like. But you still don't understand.
Quite the opposite. I understand everything. The zone was a mistake from the very beginning.
You know what? Remember that coin I gave you at the slag heap? The one from Pripyat? Let the zone decide your fate.
Tails.
All right, if you say so. Who am I to argue? When Spirit and I went our separate ways, He was heading down the tunnel to Limansk. He's probably still out there, looking for a way into the town. I hope you never make it to Pripyat. You're just not worthy.
So, you're in Yaniv.
I got the device Spirit used to guide stalkers across the boundary.
The device? What the fuck are you talking about?
Spirit modified a circus scanner into something that could disable certain anomalies.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. It's bad enough you folks are willing to scale the wall to get to Pripyat. Now you're waltzing through anomalies. Hand it over. I'm gonna destroy it before any more guides pop up. You wanted to cross the boundary, Stalker. Fine. The way is clear. I'll tell them to let you through.
Tell me about Diktirov. What's he like?
Ever seen a chimera? Like a real mean one. That's been lurking around since the brain scorcher days. That's Diktirov for you. If I were a loner, I would make sure not to run into him. But you are not just a regular loner anymore, are you?
Tell me about Yaniv.
Yaniv is the safest place around here. Pripyat is just past here. Diktiryov's corps makes sure that no one passes through without authorization. He personally reviews and approves the list of stalkers permitted to enter or exit Pripyat. If you are not on the list, you can't get in. I strongly advise against trying to enter without proper authorization. We are pretty strict about it.
Dead, and I'm not gonna join them. Leaving for Yaniv was a rational decision.
Oh yeah? And where are we gonna run when they kick us out of Yaniv? To the cordon? Or maybe straight to the mainland? I didn't join the Corps to be on the run all the time.
And
I have
didn't
nothing
join
to
up
add.
get killed by the monolith. We've got orders from Degi, and they don't say anything about dying for Pripyat.
Monolith iced the whole Warden squad yesterday. They're still there, just lying in the street. It's so weird.
It's a...
Deploy a squad to Sector 8. Looks like an ambush. And keep a close eye on the stalker. It's happening right now. They want to destroy it. And you're on their side too? How can you not love the zone? Haven't you witnessed its miracles? Its breathtaking beauty? It wasn't meant to end like this. I know I made the right call back in Zalicia. And I make it again. I'm begging you, Skif, please. This is my home.
It's for the greater good. I've made my choice, and I'm not backing down, Richter.
Neither am I.
Don't act up. This ragtag bunch can't get to the generators on foot. So what was the point of opening up X11? Just do this, and soon the name Dmitro will echo round the world. We need someone we can trust to get those fucking hoops spinning. And we both know the representative isn't an option.
But my father...
Your father's dead! He's gone! I saw them boiling in those pods with my own eyes. Goddamn, the physiograph is just a fucking talking TV set!
What happened on the orbiter station, Skif? What did you see there?
I talked to Strider. It was just something that looked and sounded like him.
The Shining is real. Colonel, subtle matter is real.
You're not a scientist, you're just a lousy piece of shit.
Fuck you!
one left. Darling, the little bitch. Kill him!
Skif? Skif! Please, don't! Do not repeat my...
Why are you all doing this to me? Huh? Go to the control unit. Obey an order for once. Now! Go! All doing this to me? Huh? Go to... Fine. Someone in this pigsty knows how to follow orders. The control unit, now! Get the control unit. I'll make this carousel move.
Herman?
Hello, Skif.
I'm sorry about that show at the Institute, Skif. You had so much anger in you, but you still did the right thing. I don't know if you forgave Professor Herman with your cold mind, or warm heart, but I followed your lead. I followed your example. Now everybody's alive and well. Isn't that wonderful? Besides, Herman is a great scientist. He's every bit as good as late Professor Darling. He's the one who gave us something to celebrate.
It should have happened during the Alpha experiment at Circa, if Faust hadn't made some alterations to our plan. But better late than never. Since Professor Herman replaced the control unit, the X network is in my hands. Neither the representative nor anyone else will be able to access it. After all these years, Project X will finally be completed.
So Dalin decided to betray us.
You sound just like the Colonel. I'd say we all make mistakes, Yevhen. And those mistakes always cost someone their life. Especially when you choose your own empty hopes and dreams over the common good. Dmytro Dalin stubbornly refused to believe that the representative was not his father, but only a program, and that sea consciousness was irrevocably dead, long gone. The same thing had happened to Valentin Dalin, by the way. He was doomed as soon as he decided that his own utopian ideas were more important than the goals of Project X.
So finishing Project X has always been your goal?
It couldn't have been otherwise. Once upon a time, the Regulatory Board launched Project X to find the source of anomalous energy that would mark a new milestone in technological advancement. And we found it. This discovery is too valuable for humanity to end in nothing. It was always only a matter of time before we regained control of the anomalous energy. But we know how to be patient.
Would you mind telling me more about X Network?
The X Network was the most important element of our plan. A Psi-based infrastructure that connected all Project X devices and kept them functioning. Until the Noosphere Contact Group called themselves Sea Consciousness and seized control of the network. One mistake. And here we are, in the zone. After that, they used the X network for years, and even made adjustments to it. Created the monolith and agents, for example. But they made a mistake here too. They wanted an agent, but got Strelok instead. And he
killed them.
Ironic, isn't it? The tool they stole from us ended up killing them.
So the anomalous energy of the zone is finally under control? Just like you wanted?
Not while the link to the generators is severed. Only Alpha allowed remote access. But that's just a minor obstacle. We'll re-establish the link between the Foundation and the generators and claim the vacant board in X7. And that's how it will be.
What'll happen to the monolith and the agents of sea consciousness now?
In my view, the monolith wasn't the most successful sea consciousness experiment. They certainly fulfilled their purpose, but the notion of needing a new god to compel their loyalty made everything too complicated. Now, as for the agents, the finest among them weren't even aware they were agents. But that didn't stop them from carrying out their mission. Fascinating, isn't it?
Dr. Kaimanov doesn't think a single pod will be enough.
Kaimanov? That scientist who missed his chance to enter the 8th pod, thus granting us the opportunity to seize control of the anomalous energy? He's stuck in the past. You don't need 8 people to interface with the noosphere anymore. I alone am sufficient, along with the mediator in the pod, who will serve as an intermediary between the zone and the noosphere. The mediator is a human, but a unique one. They must have Class 5 Psi protection. It's a necessary requirement that cannot be ignored.
Do you have someone like that in mind?
Certainly. Colonel Korshunov. I insisted he received the required Psi protection. We had to handpick the ward soldiers exposed to Psi effects to manufacture it. I knew you wouldn't permit us to experiment on your man, Colonel. That's why you were kept in the dark until the 11th hour, when the fate of the future and the lives of a few soldiers hang in the balance. I believe the choice is self-evident. Besides, that Psi protection saved your life at the Duga.
Your cigarette leaves no smell. None whatsoever.
And yet the flavor is exquisite, Yevhen. Have you forgotten it since our encounter at Circa? Regrettably, I can't offer you a smoke at the moment.
So what do you expect me to do next?
Professor Herman will fill you in on the details of our plan to restore the connection between the Foundation and the generators.
I can only teleport you to the nearest bunker in the Dead Valley, Yevhen. The teleportation system isn't fully operational yet. It will take some time. So, remember to grab the experimental Project X suit. You've got the coordinates already. For now, we'll have to make do with older designs to make sure you're protected.
I take it you're gonna explain what I have to do.
You have to reach the mobile bunkers and re-establish the connection between the Foundation and the generators. Use this keycard to get inside. Keep in mind that the Navigator's launch caused anomalous disturbances and frequent localized emissions in the Dead Valley. Are any safe routes through the valley? They're likely gone now. This instability will persist until the link between the Foundation and the generators is restored. The only way to stabilize this process is from Lab X7.
You don't look like your usual self, Herman. What happened?
Let's not get into that.
Agatha mentioned the Navigator. What's that?
Oh, right. It's a system of artificial spatial anomalies. If we can get it up and running again, we can reach the generators safely.
What's in store for me in the Dead Valley?
It's hard to tell. It's the most anomalous area in the entire zone. No one has ever returned from there, so our data is based solely on remote measurements. The Dead Valley is constantly ravaged by spontaneous emissions. And now, with the generators operational, they're likely to intensify.
You can leave now, Yevhen. I've unlocked the teleporter for you. The Dead Valley awaits.
To locate a workstation and establish a connection. Once you do, I can get to work.
Herman.
We have no time to talk. Please find a station.
Who could have thought it would all end just as it began? An emission, bunker, you.
Good thing I didn't kill you, huh?
The choice was never yours. I was too important to be killed by a mere stalker. She was testing both of us. You passed. I didn't. We were both playing the same game.
It's time to go.
You'll have to do the same thing in the second bunker. Find a workstation. Establish a connection. Talk to you soon. Receiving the data. You know what's funny? I assembled the control unit using Kalanchar's blueprints. Kalanchar used to work with Scar, and Strelok was the one who brought them to us. The irony is staggering.
You got what you wanted. Dahlan is finally out of your way.
I wanted to take his position, but she never permitted it. He wanted to uplift humanity, but that was never on their agenda.
Stalin was supposed to locate the artifact, the lock that sealed the zone. I was to assemble the control unit, the key to its heart. Your job is to open the door. And then, she'll go through it.
Who or what is Agata?
What difference does it make now? She's bigger than any of us. Maybe even bigger than the people we're working for.
What do you mean? Who are these people?
The people who bankrolled Circa. And Project X before that. And God knows what else. They call themselves the Regulatory Board. The zone has always been a thorn in their side. No matter how hard they tried, they just couldn't control it. Until today.
In the whole zone. Even Korshunov can't hold a candle to you. I can't wait to see you again. And I will finally fucking kill you!
See you soon, you fucking lunatic.
successfully established the connection. Now we just need to initiate it on the generator's side. I trust you can handle it. Let's get started.
explosion.
Check the teleporter. Be careful. Well?
Somebody booby-trapped it.
Damn it! Who? I'm here. Why do you need the song, Skiff? You got no clue what to do with it. I know what she wants to be. You don't. That's why you're as good as dead. You can't stop me. Where all those who tried? Follow me. Get rid of the corpse.
The scientists will get the equipment ready, and we'll make sure they're not disturbed. There's an archive on the lower levels containing files on every agent recruited by Sea Consciousness.
What can you tell me about the
Generators. This is where Sea Consciousness created the zone. And all the shit we've dealt. Monolith was created just to safeguard this very location. This is where it all began. And this is where it all ends.
Are you ready?
Colonel Korshinov is a ward soldier, like any other. A soldier is always ready.
Roger that, Colonel.
No need for formalities. Consider one last favor before I enter the pod.
Poor Scar. I knew him, Skip. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Oh. Where be your jibes now? Your gambles? Your verses? Prithee, Skiff, tell me one thing. Do you think the representative looked of this fashion in the earth?
I guess.
And smelt so, huh? What a miserable end, Skiff. The representative dies. The representative is buried. The representative turns to dust. The dust to soil, the soil to clay. And who's to say that clay won't end up a stopper for a rusty rain barrel? Just to think, once he determined the destinies of all these stalkers. So this is why, in our own dreams, sometimes we see their memories. Yes, but the representative is alive. Yeah. Only the enemy claims there is no life after death. If that is the case, then there is no shining zone. And if there is no shining zone, then all these lives were wasted in vain, Skip. No, we know it's not true. Oh. I've lost my head for this cause, along with all in it.
Where's your shining zone now, Scar?
Stalkers called them death trucks. They were used to deploy agents all over the zone. The agents infiltrated the Stalkers and carried out whatever tasks they were programmed for. They were totally unaware of what they were doing. The hands and eyes of sea consciousness. I've been looking for them all over the zone. Now, seems they're on the mainland. You know, I used to have this hunting dog, and he would run round and round in circles, chasing his own tail. Back then, I thought it was hilarious. But now, I wonder what was going through that dog's mind. That one day he'd get lucky and catch the damn thing? Well, what then? Bite it? Sniff it? Lick it? Forever drag it around between his teeth? And why was he chasing it in the first place? Maybe it's not about the tail. Just the chase. Because once a dog's caught his tail, what then? What's the fucking point?
It's not working. We have to activate the backup power. I know where it is. Looks like I'll get to meet them after all. Follow me.
Yevhen can handle it just fine on his own. Your involvement poses a risk, so it's completely out of the question. This is no time for a nostalgic rendezvous, Colonel Korshunov. Or have you, much like Dr. Dalin, forgotten that we're not doing this for our own sake, but for the future of all humanity?
Go, Skif. I'll meet you downstairs.
And became the original monolithians. Those were my men. The very people they were protecting turned them into this. Those scientists, always looking down on us. That's why neither Dalin nor his bastard son belong in this pod. I'll take care of it. Come on down.
all his technology. Pods, wires, antennas, and all that jazz. Just so you can question less and serve more. A tuft of hair from a mangy old bear. Thanks for the crutches, you old bastard. All right. Go to the consoles. Look for Octa. Set it to initial mode. Now, service exposed mode. Insert the cartridge. One last step for a spent man. One giant leap for mankind. Do it. To the victor go the spoils.
So it's up to you to decide his fate.
I'm glad to hear that.
To ruin our little party. You're back. Excellent. Help him up. The means justify the end. Thanks to you, we're going to live in a new world with a bright future. I keep my promises. You can stay with us, or... You look tired. I'll show you out. Striking, isn't it? Someone has to keep an eye on all of this. And Colonel Martininka does have a nice ring to it. That's your bird. Do think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Condor 1. Whatever this stalker wants, this stalker gets.
Where to, boss?
Home.
People do not wish for the pursuit of happiness. They need their happiness here